Jong-un, the new leader of North Korea, stated that the activities for nuclear energy will continue non-stop after his father's death. As mentioned before, Barack Obama announced that the priority for safety in foreign politics of USA will be transferred from Middle East to Pacific region gradually. In this process, China, who goes through a serious conflict with USA about Taiwan issue, objected to the joint military exercise of South Korea and USA with the support of North Korea. In the same period, an issue between China and Japan about an island which cannot be underestimated is on the agenda again, however, not on the same tension. China, who did not show any reaction to the first two nuclear trials, did not veto censure motion of the United Nations Security Council on North Korea's causing a serious earthquake, measured 4 in Richter scale around Korea Peninsula in its third underground nuclear trial. On top of it, China called her ambassador in North Korea back to the country. Before this third trial, North Korea announced that their goal is to produce a nuclear bomb whose range will be able to reach USA. Chinese and American diplomats stated that there would be agreements on new sanctions to prevent the nuclear plan of North Korea. On the other hand, North Korea warned USA, notifying that they will speed up the process in case of sanctions got increased. The following day, after the new sanction agreements passed by United Nations Security Council, North Korea announced that they cancelled all the present peace agreements with South, removed red line and also closed border gate facing north in the demilitarized zone. USA remarked that they take this threat seriously. However, these statements of North Korea were only rhetoric. The delegate of China, on the other hand, stated that the main priority is to ease the tension and begin negotiations with North Korea again. He pointed out that the decision of UNSC was a moderate reaction. Upon these developments, USA and South Korea declared they will make a joint military exercise. North Korea noted that their internet service were exposed to cyber attacks daily by enemy forces. As the tension escalating gradually, North Korea declared that 30-year-old Yamyon nuclear reactor will be activated. 2 days later, South Korean Ministry of Defense announced that North shifted a rocket which has a remarkable range to the east shore. Upon this, it has been stated that South Korea activated 2 warships which have missile ships. 4 days later, North Korea warned the foreigners in South to be ready to leave the country. Afterwards, USA Secretary of State John Kerry met South Korean, Chinese, and Japanese officials during his Asia tour, and he asked China for support on the purpose of finding a way to end the tension. In present situation, since there is no peace agreement between North and South Korea, the state of war still continues. However, ceasefire agreement is on operation.
South Korea and USA announced with a swift decision that they would operate a military exercise in Pacific, which was not planned beforehand after the news about North Korea practicing a fourth nuclear trial gained serious significance. China warned USA, stating that this attitude would catalyze the crisis and military exercise would threat all other countries in the region. Upon these, China sent North Korea an ultimatum to begin negotiations and suggested to solve the problem through engaging in dialogue.
Despite all these developments, North Korea carried out its practice of fourth nuclear trial underground, and an earthquake with a magnitude of 7.2 in Korea Peninsula occurred, which resulted in an intense panic among citizens. North Korea broadcasted in state television that the trial was very successful and announced the range will be able to reach USA at least in 5 or 6 months. interviewing with the experts who carried out the trial. Over all these, there has been an instant resolution on sanctions.
The date of joint military exercise was moved to an earlier time due to the aggressive attitudes of North Korea, and a comprehensive military exercise was carried out. The commander responsible for the exercise noted that this operation was carried out against not only North Korea but also all other countries which threatened national security of that region. China reacted very harshly to these statements, and the exercise, especially the Republican senators and representatives in USA, supported the statements of Commander of USA Army and relieved USA public opinion.